Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you. I'll mute myself just so it's not too loud over here.
Welcome, everybody. How are you? For those of you that don't know me, my name is Joseph Satariano. I'm the host of the Wisdom Wednesdays, and we are so excited that you guys are here. We have just special treats for you guys today. So let's open up like we normally. Let's give about 5 minutes of wins. Let's hear something good going on right now in your business. Let's hear something good, guys. What's going on? Who's selling? Who's buying? What good things are happening? Let's hear it. One at a time, please. One at a time. That's not nice. Your mama taught you better than that. Come on now.
Everybody shy?
Wow. Okay, cool. No, this is going to be a short meeting. Come on, guys. Let me hear something good, guys. Hey, some people need to hear the wins you're having. Some people are struggling right now in the business. They need to hear that people are winning. Share your wins.
I'll say something.
What's that?
I'll say something.
Okay, please, Claudia.
So I'm new to EXP and I am closing my first transaction with EXP this week. And then I have 2 more in escrow.
Congratulations, Claudia. Thank you so much for sharing that win. Anyone else? Anyone else? Let's hear from you.
I'll go again, Joey. I hate doing this, but we've got 3 commercial deals that are going in or in contract. All 3 of them are referrals from EXP residential agents. So fun stuff.
I love it. I love it. Congratulations. That's great. For those of you that don't know, that's Paul Frank from PDF Commercial. If you have any commercial referrals, he is an amazing connection. Get connected with him. Anyone else?
I just
Any
put
other
up
wins you guys want to share?
four new listings this week, Joey. Multiple offers on one of them.
I love it. 4 new listings. Congratulations, Andrew. You guys can turn your cameras on. That'd be great. I mean, we can appreciate that. And Elena, when she gets on, energy is what helps us deliver, right? So turn your cameras on, please. Any other wins?
I got one.
Oops. Go ahead, please.
Okay, this is Meryl. I have getting ready to close on a new build in Plumas Lake.
Oh, awesome. Congratulations. That's great. Okay. Anyone else?
My buyer's signing loan docs today.
I love it. Guys, this is so important. Thank you for sharing your wins. There's people right now, the industry says that industry experts are saying that 30% of the people are going to leave this business. And thank you so much for sharing your win. Your win might be that very win that keeps you from quitting, gives people an opportunity to stay that extra. Sometimes we just need that extra day, that extra moment. So anyone else want to share some wins? Going once,
Haley.
going twice. Come on, Haley, jump in.
Yeah, I have so I just got 3 people qualified and I've got like 15 buyers and 4 in escrow.
I love it. Great. Love it. And some say it's a bad market, right? You go out there, you get the hustle. And Haley, thank you so much for sharing. Anyone else?
I have a win.
Okay, please.
I had a closing on Friday and Monday, and I have one tomorrow and this coming Friday. And I listed one on Saturday and wrote on it Saturday, showed one on Sunday, wrote on it Sunday, and that's it.
I love it. I love it. Congratulations, Tina. That's exciting. It's exciting. Hey, guys, we are people all over the country here. We are people in different countries. So this is just exciting. Thank you so much again for everybody tuning in. We got time for one more win. One more win.
I'll share.
Okay.
Who's that?
Go ahead.
So I am a new agent in real estate actually, and I am 5 months in and I'm closing. Well, I'm under contract. I should be closing my first deal April 14th. And then right now I actually have a couple other clients that are getting ready to take advantage of the new Dream for All program. They're getting pre-approved as we speak.
Oh, I love it. Congratulations, Alicia. That is amazing. That is amazing. Well, awesome. Well, can I share my win? My win is we have 76 people that are getting ready to hear a powerful message, 76 people that are hungry, that are actively in the business, and that are closing deals. So I'm so excited for you guys. For those of you that didn't get an opportunity to see what events we have coming up, please put your information in the chat box. My staff will get you over. For those of you that are not connected or want to learn more about how to get connected with us at RETN, please put your information in the chat. My staff is monitoring it. Just want to give you a couple house rules before I introduce Sophia to bring in our special guest today. Guys, listen, keep your mics on mute. Keep your mics on mute just for respect for everyone else. Elena has a message. She has something she wants to impart today. So I just ask that you keep your mics on mute. Okay. There is going to be some time towards the end, about 10 minutes of Q&A. Please put your questions in the chat box. Okay, in the chat box, because we want to respect everyone. We want to try to get the questions answered that are the most pertinent to help people right now. Does that make sense what I'm saying? So put your mics on mute. And let me go ahead and introduce somebody very special to me. Her name is Sophia. For those of you who don't know, Sophia is the love of my life, my wife. And not only that, she is an international onboarder for one of the largest organizations with EXP. That's Brent Gove. She onboards in all 50 states and 23 countries. And if you haven't had a chance to meet her, please reach out to her. She's amazing. Anybody you have interested in the company, you want to learn more about getting connected, we are here to serve you guys. You know the problem, you guys don't bug us enough. We want to serve you. We want to outserve you. You know, our goal is always to give everyone in our community more than whatever they think or ask for, right? So that's important. So let me, without further ado, let me introduce my beautiful bride and wife, Sophia Satariano.
Hey guys, happy Wednesday. I am so excited to be here. Like my husband said, for those of you who don't know me, I am the International Onboarding Specialist with Brent Gove. I actually had the honor of meeting with Elena and her team to teach them our approach to onboarding. So I'm very blessed and appreciative that they're here today. So before she takes the floor, I just have a little bit of background information I'd love to read to you guys. So let's get started. So Elena Cardone, she started her career in Hollywood and soon became a successful model and actress. Elena is a wife to Grant Cardone, happily married since 2004, mother to Sabrina and Scarlett, author of the best-selling book, Build an Empire, How to Have It All. Elena is not only a businesswoman, but an empire builder and an executive event producer, which includes 10X Ladies, Operation 10X Badass, Build an Empire Mastermind, and her own show, Women in Power. Elena has developed her own curriculum to assist aspiring empire builders, laying the groundwork for both men and women as she trains them how to create, grow, and defend an extraordinary career and marriage. Elena is a licensed realtor partnered with eXp Realty. Together, Mr. and Mrs. Cardone has created a real estate portfolio of $5.2 billion. Welcome, and thank you, Elena, for taking time to meet with our organization today. We are honored to have you. The floor is yours.
Oh, yay. Who's excited? I need to see some flames in the chat if you're excited about life. Woo! I see some. All right, let's go. So I am so honored to be here. Thank you for that amazing introduction. Thank you for the fires. Super excited. I just adore Sophia. What an amazing onboarding specialist you are. And thank you for what you've helped me be able to do for my team. I really just want to acknowledge Brent Gove and his wife, Kathy. I look up to them. He's sort of taken me under his wing as I navigate through the waters of becoming a new realtor myself. I mean, he is just a really spectacular human being. I can't say enough wonderful, amazing things about him. And I can't wait to collaborate more with him in the future. And wow, I mean, just truly what a special thing it is to be a part of that organization. He's got the largest, most successful organization, definitely in EXP, I would like to say, in the world. So that's no small accomplishment. And really my hat's off to him. It's a really powerful stat he has, and he likes to share in the wealth. And I don't just mean financial wealth, but I mean his wealth of knowledge and his wealth of energy and his wealth of resources. When he doesn't have to embrace me, an outsider, competition, but he doesn't really see it like that, because in Brent's mind, there is no scarcity. And I've always been attracted to people that don't have a scarcity mindset. So just really wanted to give him his proper acknowledgement and kudos, and thank him for trusting me with you guys today, because I know how special you are to his organization. And just to make a short little announcement to piggyback on on the beginning in the call when people were a little hesitant to share their wins in the beginning. It kind of took a second to get started, and then you participated. But I just wanted to reiterate, and I've had to learn this myself. But really, it's about making firm the wins and ignoring the losses. Make firm the wins and ignore the losses. I know so many times we can get caught up in life and we have these little accomplishments, but we're already so goal driven that we're on to the next thing. So it can be easy to kind of downplay it or diminish those wins. But I've found that as Grant and I have really grown this incredible empire, I'll talk about that in a second, but really one of the successful actions is really making firm the wins by acknowledging, wow, you accomplished that. You made that happen in the physical universe, like super well done. It doesn't mean you need a pass to stop and take a break and a vacation, because a lot of people go that route too. They have one big success and then they want to take 6 months off. But it is important to acknowledge the wins. So I was really happy with the people that stood up and announced your wins, because it inspires me. And in a world where we are inundated with a lot of bad news, the news on the television, they capitalize on being merchants of chaos. And it's just, I don't know, whatever phenomenon it is, people want to look and talk about the train wreck literally these days, but I meant metaphorically, the train wreck or the car accident. They want to look, and then word will spread about that bad news a lot faster than, oh, Brent Gove funded 5 people through college, and sponsored them through college. You're not going to, chances are that good news doesn't travel as fast or as quickly, unfortunately, as that horrifying, devastating news of big accidents. So you spreading your good works, making it known, it is nice to put that out there in the world where that isn't so popular. Okay, so a little bit about myself for those of you who don't know who I am. My name's Elena Cardone. I had such a spectacular introduction. I'm married to Grant Cardone. We built a very successful empire. It's unbelievable what it's worth. I still can't even believe it. It's still difficult for me to say, multi-billions. It's so unreal. I'm a girl from New Orleans, Louisiana. I never went to college. I was definitely not the smart kid in school. Was actually really kind of made to feel really stupid. I was always a visionary. I was always like, an artistic type. I went to Los Angeles. I became an actress and a model for a number of years. So I've always been in the artistic side of things. So I always thought things like writing a book or being entrepreneurial was just for a different set of people, not me. Anyway, long story, I hook up with Grant. In 2004, we got married. I was 30 years old at the time. I know I still look like I'm 30, not a day has gone by. But yeah, I met Grant and we got married when I was 30 years old. Prior to that, I was kind of raised to be this powerful, independent woman. I left New Orleans to move to Los Angeles when I was 17 years old. And I had known no one in Los Angeles and kind of just made it on my own, right? So, but I was taught to never depend on a man, never depend on anyone, but especially a man for anything. And now cut to, I'm married to Grant at 30. And for the first 4 years of our marriage, I was vying for this position, this male-female position. which was like, you're not going to boss me. You're not going to tell me what to do. I don't need you. I had this kind of attitude going, which was interesting because I was creating all day in like my thing, and Grant was creating his thing, but then we'd come home, even though we were married, right? But we'd come home and kind of destroy it all because we weren't on the same page, because we were vying for this position, for this power position. Somebody's unmuted. So we were vying for this position. Well, then in 2008, I find myself pregnant with our first child, and we're under this massive lawsuit, and the economy collapses. As maybe some of you remember, we were on the verge of losing everything financially. And that really forced me to look at some things in my life at that time. One of them, which was, wow, like, you know, I really had to confront trading in my acting career in order to support a man. Like, how does this happen? How do I do this? I thought women around the world were going to disown me. Like I was a sellout. Like, how do I even wrap my head around being like a sellout? Like, I'm supposed to do my own thing and not depend on anybody. But you know, I had this vision. Like I said, I've always been the visionary, and that's who I am in our relationship. And I had this vision of the future, which looked like it does today, but it looked like this empire where we got to be in control of our lives. And we had what we kind of have today, the wealth, the success, the, you know, the camaraderie, the collaborations. It kind of looked like that. So that was my really first entrepreneurial move, came in 2008, actually, when I put all my bets on Grant. Like, oh man, this is just so crazy, you know. But I say, find the one you trust and build an empire. Because what occurred to me in 2008 was, no one's ever built an empire alone. It takes a team, it takes an army, it takes a group, it takes a purpose, it takes a mission, it takes knowing your roles. It means being able to figure out your strengths and your weakness, not based on male, female, but strengths and weakness, and figure out who does what in the operation in order to reach a heightened level of success. So I had all this vision. And so I went to Grant and I said, look, I'm going to trade in this acting career. I'm going to get behind you. I'm going to support you. Support means to show active interest in the success of. It means be willing to bear the weight of, strong enough to bear the weight of, like a support beam, you know, because that was another thing I had to deal with. Like, how do I be the support? Like, that is, you know, I was taught that that's degrading, and that's like, I can't be the support. Like, I was the star. I'm the actress. I was on USA High. I've done multiple episodics. I've done movies. I've supported myself. I bought a house and cars, and like, how do I become the support role? Like, how does this happen? So I really had to look up the definition of support. And then I looked at it and I'm like, okay, to show active interest in the success of, like, is that a bad thing? Like, who wouldn't want more people supporting them? Do you want somebody showing active interest in the success of you? Well, Brent and the people that provide this call are supporting you. They are showing active interest in the success of you. So that helped me feel better. Plus, I looked at my role that I was now going to be taking on in order to build this empire. And I looked at, wow, if you're the support beam and you have to be the one strong enough to bear the weight of the thing that you're bearing the weight of, in my case, it's Grant Cardone. Good Lord, show me another human being strong enough to handle that. And the kids and all of the things and the operations that we're dealing with, I would have to be logically stronger than Grant. Yet I have to apologize for being in the support role, for being the strong one. So it really helped me to start getting my mind right about what we were going to do, what we were going to build out, my role in all of it. And we made a vow in 2008 that if we were ever to make this dream a reality, we wouldn't close the curtains like wealthy people do, by the way. And I do understand why, because it is difficult, right? You know, one wrong word or someone interprets something wrong and, you know, you get the hellfire. But we made a vow to ourselves that good, bad, or ugly, perfect or imperfect, we were going to help all the other, I call myself, I've always thought of myself as the little person. Like I'm not one of those, like in my head, I'm not one of those smart people. Like I did write a book and that made me feel really accomplished because I didn't think I could do that. I thought only smart people did that. I thought only big, important, powerful people could have a lot of wealth, that really wasn't my thing. Like I've always thought those people look at people like me as the little people. And I never really thought the little people myself could kind of get out of that trap and that mindset and to even get big enough to create the fortune that we've created today. Like that's not real to me. So in 2008, Grant and I made a vow to each other that if we were ever to make it out, then we would keep the curtains open for all the, the quote unquote, all the other little people. Not that this needs explaining, but I feel like just to say it so everyone gets it, not that I'm calling anyone on this call a little person, because certainly I'm a testament to that. I've been made to feel small, but really what I've come to find out is, my God, I have this tremendous power and life force. And I believe we all do too, because I believe we're spiritual beings, whether you're at that level or whatever your religion is. Even if you don't believe in religion, you would agree that you are an energy force. You are a life force. Like this body that houses us is our vehicle. This body is not really you. You is your spiritual being. I kind of am taking a little turn off of here and I'll come back, but I just realized that I was made, like, somebody has an active interest in the suppression of you. And no matter where it comes from, whether it's indoctrinated into us from school or society or friends or the news or big pharma or whomever, for me, there's a reality to make us feel small so that we'll never even allow ourselves to have the potential to go big. And I've defied all the rules. I've become self-educated. I realized that I'm this powerful spiritual being capable of so much more than I originally thought I was supposed to be capable of. And now I'm on this spiritual mission for anybody else out there who believes and knows that they have more potential but hasn't really tapped into it. We were going to be those people to be able to say, hey, look, this is what we did right. This is what we did wrong. Here's the materials that we have that can fast track your way to success. So that's basically who I am and what we are in a nutshell. I'm on a spiritual legacy play at this point. I can just go over, I know we don't have a whole lot of time, but I can tell you a couple of the successful actions that we took to get there. In building this thing called an empire, which we all have the possibility of creating with this model that we have here at EXP, which is that we can create empires and we can support people and we can share in the richness of the revenue share and the stocks and everything that we do. So one of the things that Grant and I did, and I kind of mentioned this before, is we finally figured out our purpose. Like it was no longer about what I am, even though that is important, right? My goals. I still have my goals, but you can do this with either your partner in life or your business partners with your real estate career. If you want to build an empire, you need people. So you can do this. I'll show you this little thing that we did first to start off. I'm just drawing it real quick. So I just took a piece of paper like this and drew 2 lines down it. And then on this column, I have all of my goals. Like, what are my goals? And then on this side of the column, it's his goals, or your partners or your business partners, whoever you want to do this little practical with. In this case, I'm talking about how Grant and I were able to launch our success and turn it around really fast in a short amount of time when we got on the same page. So we put his goals here, and then we did something we had never done before, and we had never done for the first 4 years of our marriage, which is in the middle column. We wrote down, what are our goals? What are the couple's goals? Who are we as a couple, and where are we going? See, before we did this, we fought each other because we weren't playing a big enough game. So the game became, let me fight over who's right about ridiculous, stupid stuff. We were playing too small. We were playing normal. Normal doesn't get you empires. Normal gets you the illusion that everything is okay until it's not, until there's an economic collapse or someone in the family dies or, needs money for an operation or loses a job. And then you realize normal is not okay until the bottom falls out. The only thing that sustains an empire, only thing that sustains that is abundance, is an empire. It's an abundance of success. It's abundance of integrity, abundance of courage. It takes abundance of money, resources, right? These are the things that can sustain these types of hits that I'm talking about. So we had to first stop playing the small-minded normal games that other people play with each other just for the sake of having like a game, because life gets boring. We need games. We like drama. We like activity, right? But we finally figured out this one important element, which is, wow, if we played a big enough game, it could get our attention off of each other and onto the big enough game. Who are we as a couple? We decided who we are is we want to reach 8 billion people on planet Earth and having them win from our products and services. That became the game. Like, wow. Okay. How do we have 8 billion people know who we are? First of all, it's such a large, insane, ridiculous goal. It's so 10x big that it forced us to do a couple of things. It gives us so much focus that we'll never come off of that game because we're running out of time in these little earth human body lifespans of 80 or 90 years or whatever it may be. I'm running out of time. So my goal is so big and our goal is so big and we're so focused on that. That became our Super Bowl ring of life. I'm never going to have the opportunity to become an NFL player, to get a Super Bowl ring, I guess, unless I decide one day to own a team and it wins. But other than that, I'm not getting one. So I have to have these trophies, these life goals, right? So once we figured out that, it did a couple of things. It stopped eliminating this internal fighting with each other, because now, in order to think that we even have a chance of reaching this goal, we had to fortify, we had to become a team. It was no longer me and him against each other. It was me and him against the world, right? Now we had a purpose. Okay, now we could play this football game of life. Who does what? Who's the quarterback? Who's the receiver? I don't know a whole lot about football. So if I mess up my nomenclature or terminology, bear with me, get the general picture. But who does what? And if we're going for the Super Bowl game, like, and somebody fumbles or misses an incomplete catch, and I'm the quarterback and Grant misses the catch, in game 3, are we going to fight about it all the way through game 7? Or am I going to take responsibility of throwing a better ball? And is he going to take responsibility of being able to catch a catchable ball and then letting that go, because we have this big picture of this future and we can't afford to be fighting. We have to just each 100% own our roles, do our best in our roles, work side by side. Because why? Because we have an opposing team we have to fight. Because I guarantee you, when you set big goals, big dreams, like Grant and I have another goal. Like, I'm trying to restore the family dynamic on this planet. I want to make families win again. I want to make families cool again. Like, I want to say, hey, you know what? This is the reason why you have a family, because you push each other, you come together, it's strength in numbers. You figure out where you're going together and you reach a heightened level of success together. Otherwise, why am I married? If I can do whatever I can do all by myself, why do I need Grant? I need Grant to help push me beyond the levels that I can achieve myself. And I need to be able to do that for Grant. And when we can do that for each other and on the same team, that's why we've been married for almost 20 years, been together for 21 years. That's why we keep having success and being able to continue to flourish and prosper and fall in love, because we're so busy. Love, to me, the greatest act of love is helping each other achieve your goals and your dreams. When he helps me achieve my goals and my dreams, guess what? I love him even more. I become closer to him. And then the opposition becomes, who's against family? Who doesn't want to see families win? I guarantee you, you play big enough games, you're going to have to confront that evil exists on this planet. And believe it or not, there are people who would be more than happy to see Grant and I divorced, who would be more than happy to see Grant and I lose all of our money. Like, there are people out there actively interested in the suppression and the demise of Grant Cardone and myself. Well, guess what? Now I have a game, right? Because in order to play football, I need an opposing team. It's no fun to play football if there's no team. If all I have to do is run the ball down the field and score a touchdown, but there's no team, where is the excitement in that? I don't want to play chess with myself, like, because I know what I'm going to do on the other side. The opposition, as much as sometimes we don't like the haters or it's challenging, and you don't want to have opposition. You need opposition, because without it, guess what I'm left with? I'm left with fighting Grant, because I like games. That's how we operate on this planet. So games is about overcoming these challenges and these barriers to achieve the goal, right? So those people now become the enemies to us and our empire. So we figured out what our purpose is, who we are as a couple, who does what based on strengths and weaknesses. I say, find the one you trust and build an empire, because even on days when I don't like Grant or we get in a fight, he can trust me. I can trust him not to do something stupid, but I can trust him to execute 100% on the rules, on the areas that he's been delegated 100% authority in. And for me, what we've decided I'm the boss of, I'm going to still 100% execute on those goals in order for us to come together and reach these heightened levels of success together. So we work in this very coordinated, collaborated effort to reach heightened levels of success. I'll end off with two more stories. One, let me write this down, because sometimes, okay, there, that's going to help me remember. Okay, I just want to give you this metaphorical story on how important it is to work in a coordinated, collaborated effort with your teammates. So this story blew me away, okay? The Clydesdale story, it's one of my favorite all-time stories. Two Clydesdales, those big Budweiser horses, those are the powerful, strong horses. One horse can pull 8,000 pounds alone. One horse, 8,000 pounds. Two horses side by side can pull 32,000 pounds. Is it 32? No, I'm sorry, it's 24,000 pounds. So you would think they would double it and it would be 16,000 pounds. It's not. It's 24,000 pounds the two of them can pull together. Okay? If that's not mind-blowing enough in strength and numbers, get this. The same two horses, they're harnessed up side by side. When they've been trained to work in a coordinated, collaborative effort side by side, those same two horses can now pull 32,000 pounds together. One horse, 8,000, two, 32,000 pounds. And those are horses. We're people, we're energy units, we're spiritual beings. For sure, at minimum, we can 10x this thing. So the last thing I will say in regards to your Wednesday motivation Wednesday, I love this concept. It's so exciting, right? I mean, there's so much more. There's so much more I could tell you about surrounding yourself with the right people that are going to hold you accountable, that have the same values as you do. You know, there's so much to be said for that. But one of the biggest, most important things that Grant and I do differently than a lot of people, and it isn't really talked about, is this one concept alone. And that is this: we do not live from the past. I use the past only to provide me policies going forward with the future. I'll give you an example. You got to know your strengths and weaknesses. Okay? You got to know your strengths and weaknesses. For me, one of my weaknesses, I'm very naive. I'm very street smart, which is really crazy, the dichotomy of that one. But I'm very naive, which means I have a tendency to believe what people say, right? I take it for face value. I'm naive. Well, I've had incidents in the past that weren't so great because of my naivete, right? So I look at it and I could be upset about it, but instead I take responsibility for it. It doesn't mean I'm going to close myself off from future deals. It just means I'm going to set a policy in place for the future, which means I'm going to A, know that my weakness is that I am naive, and B, I'm going to install a policy for myself, which means now when people come to talk to me, they want to collaborate, they want to do business or whatever the case may be, I set up a filter that says, am I being naive? Am I being naive? So while I'm hearing the information, am I being naive? Am I being naive? Now it forces me, oh my gosh, that's great. That's awesome. Now it forces me to do a little more due diligence. Let me check the stats. Let me see where you've had in the past. I can now start to, look into backgrounds. That's a whole other thing. But that's an example of living from the past, right? Oh, and only using the past for the policies rather for the future. I'll give you an example of how I used to live from the past. I used to live from the past where if I did something like a program or a seminar, and then I would come back and then it didn't work, then I'd make everything mean that it doesn't work. And that was a waste of time, or that didn't help me. And everything was, well, why would anyone want to trust in me and believe in me going forward? I haven't won in that area before. Yeah, pew, 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 pew. So now what I do is I decided, this was many years ago, right? But this is how we created where we're at today, is we severed the ties from the past. We said, you know what? Normal people live from the past into the present. That's what normal people do. That's what we were taught to do. But time is time. It's made up anyway, right? It's made up. It is made up. This calendar year was made up by humans. When this earth existed before we were here, what was the time? There was no time. There was no gauge of time. We made time. Time is created, right? All time is a start, a change, and a stop. Okay, that's how we measure time. Start, change, stop. So why not be able to live from the future into the present? Why not? If it's all made up, why can't you live from the future into the present? And I'll tell you, when I started to do that, as psychotic and crazy as it may seem, it's such an amazing viewpoint, because now you're not a victim of your past and past circumstances that are going to dictate your future. Now you get to be the boss and take responsibility for your life. So now you can go right on this piece of paper, after we finish this call right now, you get to write what you want in your life. You get to paint the picture. What does it look like? Do your kids go to college? Do you have money? Do you fly private? Can you afford to take a yacht charter trip in the south of France if you want? I mean, there's new levels to this game. Do you have the clothes? Do you provide, can you give millions of dollars to your charity? Like, what do the people look like in your life? Are they, drug addicts, or are they great people trying to make a difference for the better on this planet? Like, you get to mock it up. You get to create it. Do your children just flourish and prosper? And do they love you and are excited to be around you? Like, what does your future look like? Who are you in the future? What are you doing? What is your sphere of influence? How much power do you have? Power, by definition, by the way, does not mean the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company, billion-dollar company. It does not mean that, you need to be president of the United States. Power simply means the capacity or the ability to influence the behavior of others. And that's all that power is. So if I sit here and smile and Paris sees me and she smiles back at me and she did, guess what? Don't diminish it. That's power. I just had the capacity or the ability to influence her to smile back at me. That's power. Don't degrade your power. You can build on your power. So what are you in the future? How much power do you have? How much influence do you have? Do you have power in the future to where you tell somebody, hey, join my team because X, Y, and Z, and they're like, you know what? Sign me up. Because that's how much power you have to influence people. Okay, you get my point. You make your picture of your future, and now you assume that it's true. You want to have that picture, you be it right now. You want to be a billionaire, millionaire, whatever you envision in the future. You want to be in love, have love, create love, be in a great marriage, have it, right? Now come back into present time and be the wife that gets along with her husband, the mother that the children want to hang out with. Be it. You wear it like a hat, like a policeman wears a hat, like a fireman wears a hat. You wear your billion-dollar hat. You wear it. You assume the beingness. It goes be, do, have. You wear it. You don't be irresponsible. You don't do stupid stuff. You don't put on your billionaire hat and then say, oh, I'm a billionaire. I'm going to spend money I don't have. That is not what billionaires do. Billionaires understand money and finances. That's another talk for another day. The only three things you need to know about money. We can come back and take that one up, because I guarantee you, if you know the only three things you need to know about money, you can create wealth for yourself. But that's another day. Right now. Okay, now we're going back into the beingness, right? You wear the beingness of who you are in the future. And now all you have to do is take the actions to walk into the picture of the future. Walk into the action. What are the doingnesses? Okay, now all of a sudden you understand the mindset shifts. Now it's okay. When I go to the build conferences, now you have intention. I have to go through that. I'm going to do a communication course. I'm going to learn about finances. I'm going to study my mentor, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go deep on the books. Once I go through all of those actions, then you get to have the life that you want. Everything now is intentional, impactful, and you understand, just like there is no difference. I want you to understand this. There is no difference. If you want your body to be changed in the physical universe in 3 months from now, if you were willing to consult a trainer, a nutritionist, you were willing to exercise and only eat what they told you, if you wrote this, if you followed the prescription of what those people gave you, by the end of 3 months, you would have a physical change in your body for the better, like for sure. The same thing applies from what I'm telling you for living into the future. If you be, you do. It's not just think, humma, wish, and it appears magic. That's what the people, the lazy people want to think and do. Oh, just think and it manifests. No. You have to do all 3 steps. You have to be it first, wear the hat, take the actions in order to become and then have the life that you want to have in the future. It's be, do, have. Most people have it out of order. Most people think once I have $1 billion, then I'll be the person that acts like $1 billion, right? Meaning whatever that is to you. I always put my mindset on $1 billion because I thought $1 billion, who wouldn't take my phone call? Okay, if I had $1 billion, if I got hung up on it, really wouldn't matter to me as much because I'm a billionaire. That's how I thought for the last 12 years while I've been manifesting and doing the actions in order to become where I am today, where I actually have the billion. Like, it's psychotic how it worked. I can't even believe it. But it works every single time because I've taken the actions. I've taken all the necessary steps, trainings, thousands of hours of self-enhancement that I've invested time, energy, and resources into myself to become who I am today, which also includes the havingness that I have today, the things that I get to have. But do not confuse that with who I am and my beingness. Because I am a spiritual force. I am an energy. I have honor, integrity, grit, follow through. I have friends. I have endless amounts of knowledge that I've acquired, that I've invested in myself. So people ask me all the time, well, what would you do if you lost all of your money? And I'm like, okay, well, after the initial, that sucks. I'm always like, well, it wouldn't take me as long as it took me the first time to get it the second time, I guarantee you. And you can't take away who I am. You can take things away, but you cannot take away me. I'm me. That gets to come with me long after this body expires. My energy force gets to come with me to the next life or to heaven or to whatever you believe is real for you. But that energy in me, that's me. That is something no one can take away from you. That spiritual light force, that energy that is you. So no investment in yourself can go unchecked. Once you've given that to yourself, no one, no thing can ever take that away from you. So if you get one thing and you took one note from anything I say, I hope that it's you will now look at the possibility of living from the future into the present. And that's my time. Thank you so much, everybody. I've really enjoyed being here today. Thanks for hearing me out. You're part of the greatest team. I'm struggling to catch up. I'm watching y'all. You know, I'm looking, I'm learning. But you guys are so inspiring. Y'all have such a massive amount of empire that Brent has built with you guys. And I admire you guys. I respect you all. If there's anything I can ever do to help you, you know, really, I'm on a spiritual legacy play at this point, and I want to show active interest in the success of all that have love in their heart and hustle in their muscle. I'm here to help you. Anything I can ever do to help you, your team, your organization, or you individually, let me know. It would truly be an honor. So thank you for having me today, everybody.
Thank you so much, Elena. Wow, that was so awesome. I'm so excited. I'm taking it all in. I was like frantically taking down notes. Thank you for your time, guys. We did have a Q&A. Elena, are you still available for the next few minutes?
Oh, yeah, sure,
Okay,
sure. I wasn't sure
if you guys had a couple of questions, just throw them in the chat. I'll read them off to her just so we can control the mics. But wow, that was good, huh, babe?
Yeah, it was, absolutely.
We're over here on fire. We're like, let's do it. I love it. All right, any questions, guys? Any questions you guys have for the chat?
I have one where we're waiting.
You have extra questions?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, that was great, Elena. I got like 3 pages of notes and just amazing stuff. So I wanted to ask who is someone that you follow or you look up to as far as reading and studying?
Well, this is, you know, I'm Grant's greatest fan. And so, you know, so I really do look up to Grant a lot. And I know this sounds crazy, but I'm actually studying his rules to success. I just finished again 10x rule on audio. I listened to Seller Be Sold. I listened to his materials because it's just that good, you know. And then another person that I really love the content is L. Ron Hubbard. Does some great, I mean, Problems of Work blew my mind. The Fundamentals of Thought, New Slant on Life. I've taken marriage courses, you know, how to rear productive children, like all of these kind of self-help and self-enhancement courses. I get a lot from those two people, actually.
That's beautiful. One of our agents would like to know kind of what does your daily routine look like? Maybe like how do you either open your morning or how do you end your days, or something that you must do to just be you and stay grounded?
Yeah, so I mean, it changes because you know, there's a lot of motion, randomity, and so I just got back from Dubai. I haven't been home in, I don't know, maybe 2 months, but I really have to start the morning off with a little bit of exercise. When I was in Miami, I trained religiously, probably 3, 4, 5 times a week with my MMA sparring trainer, boxing. I don't know why I love it so much, but I love starting something which is so difficult to confront, you know, like a scary looking dude punching you is a little intimidating. But I mean, I wear headgear and all of that. But to me, it's like it does something psychologically and mentally to me, like being able to get oxygen and breathe and move this energy machine, like command it to do things in the physical universe. When I hate that, I don't like exercise. I don't like moving. I dread it every single time I do it. But when I can control this body, then I feel like, wow, I have control over the environment. And sometimes we're dealing with so many businesses and people and entities, and sometimes it feels like there's not a lot of control over the environment and things that happen, and it's easy to kind of feel like a ball being bounced around. But I find that when I can control this body and command it to work out and to do exercise, and not only that, but like I'm not coordinated. It doesn't come naturally to me to fight. I've never fought in my life, but like making myself mentally go through the exact technical aspect of punching and twisting and the back foot and all this coordination stuff, it helps me in life be able to manipulate. And I know other people have a negative context of that word, manipulate, but you have to be able to manipulate and control situations in life. You have to be willing to manipulate a car. You have to be willing to keep it on the road. If you can't manipulate a car and you lose control of the car, it's going to run you into a tree, and that probably won't be a good outcome. So it just forces me in life to start off on the right foot, making myself have control. It also makes me have a little bit of discipline, because it makes me have to do something when I don't want to do it. And I need that for life, because often I'm not this motivated person. Like I have to do things in spite of how I feel. And in this, I feel like too many people are too acquiesced and cater to the feelings, do what you love, the feeling, the this, the that. I don't have that luxury. I'm trying to win. I'm trying 8 billion people on planet Earth to know who we are. I'm trying to restore the family dynamic. I can't have the luxury of, I don't feel like making a phone call or having a hard discussion. I have to do it anyway. And so that's what working out does. So that's kind of how I start my day. I try to confront the hard things, get it over with. And it helps prepare me for achieving the rest of the things. And then lastly, the confidence that it gives you, and that you get better, and that you can depend and trust yourself. So when I consistently set up, even if you don't want to work out, but you set something like drink a gallon of water a day and then you do it, or you're going to take your vitamins every day and then you do it. It sounds too good to be true because it's these little tiny things, and what difference could that make? But it's these little details and these little things that you do consistently over a period of time that develops trust within yourself. Now I can trust myself that when I say I'm going to do something, I get it done. Why? Because I've worked out, because I do the water, because I take the vitamins, because I'm able to control myself. Now I trust myself. So when I get into something that I know nothing about, 2 years ago, when I got into EXP to become a realtor, like what? That's a whole other story. But I become a realtor. I don't know how the first thing about realtor, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to build a successful team. People are going to want to join my team. And how ludicrous is that? Because I'm not like the expert realtor, but yet I know that if I say I'm going to be successful in running this organization, I believe myself because I have a whole track record, as small as it may seem, from working out, beating the sun up. I wake up before the sun comes up, taking my vitamins, drinking my water. I know that if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So the world doesn't then look at me and go, ha, 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 ha. The world goes, oh, ugh, she said she's going to do it. She's going to do it.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. Thank you so much. There's one last question. I think you kind of just answered Jason's as well, like how do you handle the negativity? You kind of just do it. But Haley asked, when you and Grant don't agree on something, how do you guys come to a middle ground? Which is funny because I was going to ask this question. I'm obviously in high demand for Brent. So I'm very busy at times. And then there's times when it's Joey will need me. And you mentioned being a support beam. How do you balance that being like when you're running things, they're running things, and where do you guys meet the middle ground, and what does that communication look like? Is it like a private place? Do you guys like go walk on a beach? What do you guys do?
So we do a couple things. We have conversations. Okay, so if we don't agree on something, I'll take that question first and then how to deli. Okay, the second part. The first part is when we don't agree on something, we've mapped out who does what in the relationship. Okay, so we're equal in marriage, but we're not equal in all parts. So, and I know this seems a little more male, female driven, but it just worked out that way. Like Grant, there's not many people who are as genius minded in business as Grant, and certainly not me. Like it would take me a lot of years to go try to figure out how to be equally or better than him in business. So Grant runs all the business. I'm the sounding board, but at the end of the day, I say, find the one you trust and build an empire. I trust him that even if it goes against what I had suggested, I trust him. I'm going to support his decision at the end of the day. Same thing with the family. I run the family unit, where the kids go to school, if they're homeschooled, who comes into our empire, who's out, who's in inner circle, who we kind of do business with. I mean, that's a group effort with Cardone Enterprises, but I have a say in those relationships. So when if it falls, and again, he can advise me, but at the end of the day, if it falls if the thing falls in one of those categories that is my known category, then he has to suck it up because I'm the boss of that division. I'm the boss of that area. And at the end of, if it falls under the business kind of category, then I have to suck it up because he's the boss in the business. When I go to work, I have to wear a different hat. I'm not like Grant's wife entitled to, the same footing as him. I'm more of the junior. I'm respected by everyone in the organization, but I don't just get to have a title because I'm married to Grant. Like that's not how it works with us. So that's how we kind of settle those things. Now, when it comes to figuring out how to deli up time and how to balance things, I've had to have numerous conversations, especially when I want to partake in something different that might seem like I'm branching off to do my own thing, because we're a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. I mean, that's a massive company corporation. We're like structured differently now. This isn't like free for all. I can't just go run off and do something. Like now I have a name attached to it. I have a whole thing that comes with. I am under the umbrella of the Cardone Enterprises. So I can't just run off and just do something now, right? Like I maybe could have at one point. So now, and I don't want to, because I'm team Cardone. I'm team like building our thing. I don't want to branch off and go do my own thing. But it could be perceived like that if I don't have those conversations. So now it's about conversations with Grant. Now it's the children are a little bit older. They don't need me as much. I can branch off. So I've gone to him and I'm like, Grant, look, I got to take responsibility. I want to do this women empowerment movement. I want to restore the value of women to society. You know, it's the women that are going to change the trajectory of this planet by owning their influence and influencing their husbands, their partners, their children, their communities. I have to go out and be the face of this women empowerment movement. That's who I am in the future, by the way. So in 5 years from now, if I'm that person and I've done the actions necessary, then you can be on this call when it was stated, when you knew me when. But I had to tell them, look, do you support me in that endeavor? You know, do you support women? Do you, like, women need help around this world? You know, anyway, that's another story. Do you support women? Yes, of course I do. I was raised by a single mom, and, you know, Sherry and, you know, all of his execs are women around him. You know, his senior executives that run his company with him is a woman, you know, of course, great. So then this is what I want to do. And from time to time, it might take me away, but hey, look, in the end, the more women that I attract, I can bring into the whole Cardone Enterprises, and then we can joint venture with them in Cardone Ventures, and I will have brought more women in, and 10X Ladies, when I go do that, more women can be investors at Cardone Capital. You see, you have to take responsibility for explaining the big picture and the big idea, and not just assuming that your partner is just going to support every little thing you do, because he could have, without the explanation and the conversation and getting someone on the same page, he could have thought, what is Elena doing? I depend on her so much, and now she's running off on this women empowerment movement, and what the hell's going on? And I depended on her, and now she's not there, right? So that was actually what happened, until like I went, oh, I actually have to communicate, and he has to have duplication with understanding and get on the same page. And I do the same thing with the children. Hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what I want to accomplish. This is the difference I want to make. Do you support me in this? What do you want to do? How can I support you? Because that's what love is, helping each other achieve our goals and our dreams. We're Team Cardone. We want to make a difference for the better on this planet. So now the situation comes from, look, my family's always going to be number one, right? But not every time. Like, in an emergency, my family's always number one, but not in an emergency, they're not number one. My global family might be number one. Okay, so last week, you know, I had to go to Dubai. I was speaking at the Women Empowerment Conference. I'm meeting with Her Excellence. I'm on, you know, the Minister of the Future, and I'm meeting. I go on to the Royal Palace. I get invited to have these massive conversations about change, blah, blah, blah. This comes right after Grant broke his shoulder in 2 places. I'm like, oh my God, like I'm supposed to be taking care of him. I got him up to the place where I could take care of him as much, but I couldn't cancel the trip. But now, because he understands the importance of the trip and the value, it's like my family, I've gotten their support. I've gotten their buy-in, so that they can be okay and they can run the fort. And Sabrina, God bless her soul, I'm like, Sabrina, you got to take care of Papa, you know, you got to help him get his shirt on. I'm teaching her how to get the shirt on for him, you know, like, so that's what comes first. It's what ball do I have to catch and what's most important. And sometimes the most important ball is the global family. And sometimes the global family will have to take a back seat because my family needs attention. I know when I haven't been there. I know when I need to put time, mom time in. I know when I need to put wife time in. And then hopefully I have my executives on my team that can fill in for me while I have to momentarily step away to be able to go be at my daughter's acting gig that she booked for the first time, you know, on her Disney show. I can't miss that, you know, like, so I have to put certain, and some people are going to be upset by that because I had to cut a trip short one time, right? But I have to just constantly juggle and not compare myself to what other people's lives look like. Because if I get to the idea that work-life balance looks like everything is smooth and happy and humming, peaceful, and everything works in coordination with each other and like this effortless manner, and I'm in this constant state of bliss, I'll kill myself, because that's not what my life looks like. It looks like chaotic explosion of tons of stuff going on with me going, I'm going to do this one thing and not be overwhelmed by all the flying papers in the air. I'm going to catch one piece of paper. I'm going to finish that. I'm going to catch the next piece of paper. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to hopefully have my support team that can help pick up all the rest of the pieces. But getting the buy-in and understanding for the big picture of what you're doing and where you're going, and having other people on the team like Sabrina and Scarlett who understand when they allow me to go to Dubai and I'm able to help a woman over there, that they're actually helping that person too. Because when I can focus on them and not have to be distracted and worried about the home life, they're actually helping that person as well. And that's the same when we have to be away on a seminar or whatever. The kids are Team Cardone, and every role, whether they're allowing us to be gone and taking care of the house, that is a role, and that is a way they are contributing to the success of Team Cardone, and they're rewarded for that. And it makes it easier when you allow everyone on the team to have a role, no matter what their role is.
That's so good. Awesome. So thank you so much, Elena. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your time. I know we've gone over everybody. Thank you for all of our guests that have been here. We're so grateful for you for hopping on here. Danny, wherever you are, I can't see you, but thank you so much for connecting with me. And do you have anything you want to say?
Well, I just want to say thank you for investing in us, Elena, and our community. And I just love your heart to want to serve.
Yes.
And I know just those questions that we had has been something that we've been struggling with, and we want to be a power couple. So thank you for sharing us some of your strategies that you and Grant have. Yes. Are you going to be in Cabo at the end of the month for Brent's event?
I don't know if I'm going to be at Cabo for the end of the month, but I do want to commit to an event of Brent's this year. I'm looking at the schedule. I really want to make Africa happen. I've just got to figure it out with the schedules because I love his events. I was at his Cabo event 2 years ago when I became a brand agent. Yes, and I love Brent and Kathy so much. I love their souls. I love what they're about, their message, that they're family oriented, that they've really taken me in. So I'm going to find a way to be at least one of his events this year.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Elena.
Really appreciate it.
I hope you have a great day.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Wow, was that some fire? I hope you guys all enjoyed that. Was that amazing or what? We got like 5 pages of notes, guys. Thank you so much. And we're just so honored. And you guys can put some love in the chat. She may still be in there, but I just appreciate all you guys coming in. And man, I'm just blown away. What's exciting stuff. So for those of you that are not connected to our community, please, whoever invited you here, ask them how to get connected to the Real Estate Training Network. We really are a community that we want to empower and help other people achieve the best that they possibly can. And yeah, we love you guys. We love you guys. And we're just excited to see you and continue to invest massive in your business. So God bless all of you guys.